Well, it all comes down to this. The final day of the Northern Irish season sees us already wrapped up in 7th place, but then it's an anxious wait for the Irish Cup final to find out who we'll be facing in the European playoff and whether we can cause an almighty shock. It's going to be against the odds, but we've done this sort of thing before. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 43 of Lifting Spirits from Distillery with me, Daniel. We are back today for our final game of the season with 7th place wrapped up and with relegation avoided at the expense of today's opponent's Dergview. But then is something more inciting because my maths had gone a little bit wrong in the last episode. My workings out hadn't quite been up to scale. We are guaranteed a place in the European playoff because both cup finalists are in the top 7 of the league. So even though it might be Cliftonville that win the cup, that will mean they then go into the Europa Conference League qualifying and 3rd, 4th, 5th and 7th will play in the European playoff instead of 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. So that means we are going to be in it regardless. We're going to have the hardest route because we are the lowest ranked side in it. But how are we going to get on? It'll be an anxious wait to find out who we're facing, because if Coleraine are in there, it's going to be a lot trickier than if it's Cliftonville. So if you're looking forward to seeing what happens and playing our first game of the European Playoff Places campaign, then please do put a thumbs up on it. Let me know what you think we'll achieve. Let me know what you think of the season. It's a miracle we've even got this to look forward to. But overall, it's been a fabulous year. And I cannot wait to polish it off at Dergview. We know now it's not the final game, but will it be the final regular episode of the season? Let's go and start finding out by first having a look at the schedule since you were last here. Because we've played 4 games since the league split, the first of which you saw on camera after that disappointing cup semi-final defeat on Pens. But 3 games unbeaten, 2 disappointing draws at home, but a good win on the road too. We started with a 0-0 against Carrick, which was largely a good display, but we did rely on Ethan Ross a couple of times. You can see his rating's pretty good. A 3-1 win at Crusaders with Donaghy, Coffey and Latifa in a brilliant second half performance. And then a 1-1 draw at home to Glenarvan. Killian Heaney in the 90th minute. He got the equaliser, he scored the goal, and he just about stopped a really frustrating day because we battered them from start to finish. Now though, it's Dergview away, the easiest game on paper, and it's a chance for us to continue our unbeaten run and get our build up for the European playoffs in a real good place. Let's see if we can do that by heading through to the fixtures. And it's a very exciting moment today as well, because not only have we got that, we have got one player who will make a debut. If we go and have a look at the team for today, I've picked the 11, which there's not many surprises in at all. But on the bench, we have got this guy in position sub 3. Connor O'Neill was the star of the youth intake we looked at last time. 1.5 star ability, 5 star potential, big centre half, big personality. He's got all of it in the locker. So he's going to come off the bench today and make his debut. He's training well already, and I want to give the lad a little boost. So he will feature. The team know to start the game is the tried and trusted. No Killian Heaney despite his equaliser last week. So that means we've got Ethan Ross in goal, Dobbin and Bell the fullbacks with McDowell and Orkin as centre half, Crow and Jarvis the midfield 2, Latifa and Johnston the wingers, and then Barry Coffey behind Leon Boyd up front. We leave Compey on the bench, we leave Heaney on the bench, we leave Levingston on the bench, but we've got a good side. Muckle Hatton not quite back to fitness in time. He is now going to miss the playoffs as well. So let's just go and get into the game, see if we can keep our form before the playoffs. I didn't want to take too many risks and harm our morale by ending the unbeaten run. So let's hope we don't do that today. Through to face relegated Dergview. The pressure's off for them, but can we deliver on our front? Well, maybe they've taken a few more liberties than us because 6 changes for the host today. Trevor Carson is manager, that's an interesting one. But looking at the side, Ryan Wade is in, McCloskey's a decent player. But they have dropped out a few that have played against us every other time. I look at Tipton, Wilson, Scannell, all regulars in previous games against us. Let's see how they get on though, because they didn't play that well in those games. So will they do anything different this time? Dergview v Distillery, the final regular league game. We know we've got European playoffs to look forward to. They know they're going back to the 2nd tier. That's what we wanted to avoid at the start of the year, and we've done it. So let's see if we can do it in style. And with nearly 10 minutes gone, we've dominated the stats so far, and now we've got a chance from the left with a cross. Latifa's header hits the woodwork. Lovely play from Curtis Bell. And it is the thing I'm starting to think about now, albeit our season's going to be extended a week or two, is are we going to be able to hold on to those stars? Can we keep Curtis Bell? Will we start to get big offers for any of our younger players? Or are we going to get some sell-on clauses in them, like we did with Mallon in the winter, as that ball's into Crow, headed over the bar. Lots of quality from set pieces, but the final product just isn't there. Let's have a look at the league table at the moment. I mean, 0-0 wouldn't be a disaster, but I'm a bit worried about the lack of goals. And if you have a look at the stats, we deserve a winner. Can we find it? As Latifa on the right gets it inside to Oren Crow and Jarvis. What an impact that lad's made. I've still not made a decision on his contract, but I feel I should keep him another year. He made such a difference coming in on a free, and he finds Dobbin on the right to Latifa. Cuts inside, runs at the defence. Coffee looks for Boyd, hasn't scored in a while. And that is the one thing I could have asked for today. End the mini goal drought. Get Boyd back in form. That is crucial going into the playoffs. If we're going to cause a shock, we need a goal scoring striker. Coffee lays him in. Boyd puts it away. 1-0 to the Distillery. We've heard that one before, haven't we? At half time, it should be more than one, frankly. But we're happy, we're playing well, and let's deliver in the second half. We've mentioned it before as well, as we're back 6 minutes into the half. It's been really strange seeing Larne lose the title to Linfield after a couple of years of dominance. Both sides have had group stage football during this save. Linfield twice, Larne once, and they had a little run this year. It's going to be interesting to see whether that affects Irish football. Will it be worse because no team's consistently up there? Or will it be better that there's two sides getting good money into the club? They look like they're running clear already. We want to join them in the future. As Orkin heads over from a free kick, subs will be on the way soon. Don't want to risk throwing the game away though. So with 25 to go, let's make the big sub. Connor O'Neill will come on for Orkin. Is he a stopper? Is he a cover? He's a stopper and he's right-footed. Johnston will come off for Convey. Heaney will probably come on as well. Do I replace the midfield too? Buchanan will come on for Latifa. I'm going to bring on Heaney for Oren Crow. And you know what? I've got to think about the European games. So Shea Lucas will come on for Curtis Bell because he's the one that most of the time this season has struggled with injury and fatigue the most. And let's be fair, Lucas is only 18, 19. It's not going to harm him to get football either. Turned 19 in February. Is developing a little bit without being a standout. But look at the performance. We've been so dominant on the stats. I'm really pleased with the way we've played. But it is a pattern of recent weeks. The goals have dried up. The Crusaders game we got 2 from set pieces. From open play, didn't really take our chances. Here I'd like to get another as Buchanan into the box is a good challenge from Mooney. He'll clear the ball away to Scannell. All of those first teamers on now. Big hoof over the top. It would be a travesty if they equalised. O'Neill the youngster though in a difficult position. Really composed, you've got to give it to him. Great play from the youngster. It's long downfield again though. Flick down by Tippin. Jarvis in. They've got him one-on-one. Hits the woodwork. And we get away with it by the skin of our teeth. This is what happens when you don't put the game away. You end up panicking at the end. Hopefully they're just saving all the goals for the next few matches. But I'm not sure about that. Heaney hoofs clear. They've thrown everyone forward. And we're trying to survive. It's been a wonderful performance. But it is yet potentially going to be ruined by this little bit of jeopardy. It's a free kick for offside. We're going to drop to cautious. We're going to put the time wasting on. Let's just get the job done. Lovely to finish the season in the way we know best. It's 1-0 to the Distillery. The song can come back, and I wouldn't mind a repeat of this in the European Places playoff. Who are we going to play first? We'll find out after the cup final. But what a result, and with 15 seconds left, I think we're going to get it too. A win at Dergview, it should have been more comfortable. They've got 4 up front now, look at them. And it might not be over yet because they're chucking it through the middle. 5 seconds to go. Really good from Ethan Ross. Wonderful goalkeeping. What an upgrade he's been in there as well. And we are going to win the match. Just hoof it long and blow that final whistle, referee. He does indeed. It's a 1-0 win. Dergview relegated. We're into the playoffs on a win. And Leon Boyd ends his goal drought too. Now we've got to skip ahead to the final, see who wins the Irish Cup, because that's going to determine who we play in the first round. Well, a quick stop off before as well, because not only did O'Neill make his professional debut, look at the money. 40 grand for finishing 7th. There's good money in the Irish League now. Orkin though, on the flip side of that, is going to be suspended for the next game. I didn't realise. It says it takes place in 4 days' time. We don't know who the sides are yet, so surely that can't happen. Oh, it's even worse. Curtis Bell's on international duty. Oh my word, we've lost half of our defence through no fault of our own. Is he back before? No. Curtis Bell's away. Orkin suspended. Our dreams are being shattered. The last 2 episodes, it was different glitches. One of my own fault. One that was just an FM fault with the penalty last time. But now, it's just bad luck. Forget the suspension. To have a player on international duty during the big playoff. That's a disaster. We are about to have our answer because Cliftonville have been well and truly beaten by Larne in the Irish Cup final. That means that they will be in the playoffs with us. So the top 3 guaranteed Europe, Linfield, Larne and Coleraine. But Glentoran, Ballymena, Cliftonville and us will play it out for the last spot in the playoffs. Let's go and skip ahead, see who we've got and how on earth this format works. Well, it looks like it's just a straight draw for the semi-final. So who are we going to get? Will it be automatically done that we get Glentoran, who are the top of the 4 sides, or is it a random draw? Let's find out. Glentoran, this will be us if it's not randomised. It is us. So I think it's 4th v 7th, 5th v 6th. Ballymena and Cliftonville play off in the other one. But we have got a tricky trip to Glentoran. We've struggled with them a fair amount this year, particularly away from home. So we'll be back in a moment to play that one. When is the game? Is it one leg? It is the 11th of May, and it is a one-legged game. So it might be our final match of the season, or we could be finishing with an absolute gem. Interesting to note as well, Orkin suspended. It does mean Chris Johnston can't play either, because he's on loan from them. And Curtis Bell, it says he's away with the under-20s. He has now gone, in fact, for about a week. He was still there while showing us on international duty up there. But we are now going to be without 3 of our first team. We'll be back in a moment to see if we can cause a shock without them. And here we go. The biggest match at a save so far. A chance to put ourselves 1 game from Europe. And we have got a disaster on the player availability front. Mukul still out. We knew that was going to be the case. But statistically, on paper, and in terms of star ratings, our best 2 outfield players are unavailable. Bell and Johnston, the whole left wing, then our best centre-half as well. And it does mean I either bring in McGill and have a poorer player, or I bring in Donaghy and I have 2 centre-halves who are left-footed. I'm going to go for Donaghy. Shay Lucas will come in at left-back, and on the left wing, James Convey is back in. It means for the bench, we're going to be a bit weaker. McCabe on, Gallagher on, and O'Neill the youngster will keep his place. This is not what we planned for our big occasion. It means our 11 today sees 3 changes in total. They're all enforced. They're all ones I didn't want to make. But are we going to be able to deliver? Donaghy, Lucas and Convey, not so much the latter. He's been a big part of our season. But the 2 defenders coming in, this is a massive day for you. Can you deliver? Well, let's go and find out. Well, 5 changes made for this Glentoran team. It's such a strong side. McMenamin, Camps, Bobby Burns, McCulloch. It's a class side. It should be walking past 4th place. They should certainly have been in the top 3. But let's see how it pans out. They've got Newbury on the bench as well. Someone we've interviewed over on the podcast channel. A good man, but I want you to be on the losing side today. Let's go and give the fans a performance to cheer for. We're going to start cautious in this one. Try and stay in the game early doors. We've let in a lot of early goals against these sort of sides before. So let's try and stay in it. Let's try and frustrate them and maybe get a goal late on. 6,000 fans in. I'm not sure that's accurate, but 10 minutes gone. We've kept them quiet so far. Well, 25 minutes on the clock. It's actually been a really quiet game. We've done what we wanted, and they've made a mistake at the back here. Leon Boyd forced wide, Camps intercepts, so long clearance, but Jarvis brings it down. Massive pitch here at Glentoran as Latifa on the right. Back to Dobbin. Chance to cross, but he's intercepted. Burns clears it downfield, and I do worry about us on the counter. There's not much pace at the back. There's not really much quality now with the 2 players out. And what a day to be missing Donaghy and Orkin. I guess at least the latter will be back for the final. Bell, it doesn't look like will. And what a job we signed Shay Lucas in January, because otherwise I don't know what we would have done tonight. Latifa tries to run in behind. It's a long highlight, this. And again, for a key highlight, we've not seen much so far. So I hope we're going to get something special to end it. Coffey's in. Coffey scores. I'm waiting for the offside flag. It doesn't go up. It's a wonderful finish off the underside of the bar. And Barry Coffey, assist in the last game for the winner. Goal in this one. Will it be the winner? First shot on target. How many times have I talked this year about that Aaron Jarvis ball round the corner? He's done it again. He's delivered the assist. And you know what? I'm giving him a contract next year. The boy deserves it regardless. Just don't ask for silly money. As Whiteman on the right-hand side. Imagine if we got into Europe. From finishing 7th as well. It would be remarkable. We've still got a long way to go though. Here's McMenamin into Kelly. I think we can put pay to that talk. I've been punished for even mentioning it. We are a long way off these sides. They're back in the game. They've got in behind. And the first time they do, the quality shows. Glentoran the better team. We've had the goal though on the break. And that means at half-time it's 1-1. We're still in the game. Lots of anxious players there. I'm not sure why. Let's get them back on board. Out for the second half. And hopefully a big performance to come. We just need one moment on the counter. Well, 20 minutes to go. I think we've got to gamble on changes now. Get some fresh legs on and try and do them with that. Matthew Buchanan, he's been big off the bench at times this year. Same we're going to go for Oren Crow off, Killian Heaney on a substitute. We've got a left back, Shea Lucas, struggling. I can't do anything about that. The rest of the back four's been okay, so I'm not going to worry too much. The bench is the weakest we've had in weeks. McGill could come on. Maybe Levingston could. The other three I wouldn't be confident. So let's go and confirm the subs. 20 minutes to go here. Can we find a winner? Or are we ultimately going to be disappointed? They've taken off a lot of their stars, but it means fresh legs as well. And we're coming downfield with Dobbin from the goal kick. Big ball over the top towards Lloyd, who will chase. Lloyd? It's Leon Boyd up there. Mixing the two names together. There's the nerves coming in as McLean goes long. Donaghy clears it to Convey. Good play on the left from him. Cuts it inside to Heaney, the sub. Looks for the through ball, but is forced backwards. Donaghy switches right. Buchanan, the youngster, on and in space at the byline. Into Leon Boyd. Oh, what a moment. Matthew Buchanan delivers as a sub again. If only he'd start improving off the pitch. He plays so well at times. And Leon Boyd, we said how important it was he ended the goal drought. Well, he's done the same again. What a man. Let's go and make some subs. Dobbin is struggling at right back. I'm going to bring on Daniel McGill. And I'm also going to take off Coffey, I think. Means we can push Heaney forward a bit more. And then in midfield, we'll bring on Levingston. Little bit more solidity. Little bit more defensively minded. We've got 8 minutes plus stoppage time. And at the moment, we are FMing Glentoran to an extent. They've got the better expected goals. They've had more shots. I'm going to drop the fullbacks to defensive duties. No need to get forward now. And then we'll make a time-wasting sub if we need to in a few minutes' time. What a start. I've got the mug out. There's the time-wasting. Let's get it on because we need to make sure of this. The other changes still hadn't been made. We are going to time-waste all the time. We're going to be more disciplined. We're going to slow the pace down. We're going to regroup. We are not pushing forward at all. Let's drop off more. Please let us hold on. I'm also going to drop our wingers now. Convey, left of a midfield 4. Buchanan, left of a midfield 4. Time wasting sub anyone? It's a bit of a gamble because if we bring someone on and concede, it could ruin us for extra time. But I feel like we have to do it. We're struggling in midfield with Jarvis a bit. He's struggling for fitness. So Levingston back one. We're also going to drop Heaney back one. And Mark Gallagher can come on as the number 10. 3 minutes of stoppage time to hang on. And it looks like we're going to do it. We will finish the season with one more episode. And it will be a European Places playoff final. If we win it, we will have a Conference League qualifier next year. And from a 7th place finish, from being in the bottom half of the split, that is against all of the odds. Let's go and get through the dressing room. We're delighted. Let's see who wins the other one and who will be facing next time out. Well, Distillery will face Ballymena United in the European Places playoff final. A 1.5-star reputation side, the side that blitzed us when getting the title in the second tier a couple of years ago, and they have gone from strength to strength. Let's have a look at how they got there, because they were playing Cliftonville, weren't they? Who, of course, were the cup finalists in the semi-final, or they beat them on penalties. What day is the final? Have we got a rest? It is Saturday. Right, so they've played extra time and penalties. We might have an advantage here. We might have a chance at Europe. I don't want to get too excited, but I think you can tell from my voice I am. I am wonderfully optimistic that we have got a chance. I never thought it possible. Their star striker is suspended. Oh, their star centre-half suspended. is starting to happen for us. Bell is not going to be available. What is he even doing on international duty at the minute? It's the middle of May, for Christ's sake. He is at Northern Ireland under-20s, who have got a World Cup starting in 5 days' time. Okay, that might be a little bit more important. But we will, I think, have Kofi Orkin back now. Mikkel Hatton might even be close. And Chris Johnston can play because, of course, he's not against his parent club now. So what a moment this is going to be. That is the game we're going to be back for. I did not expect to be finishing our first top tier season like this. We were expected to be in the relegation mix. We were for half a season. And then when we pulled away, it was a bottom half finish. But from 7th place, from a little chance in the playoffs, we have snuck through to the final. Glentoran deserved to win. We maybe did not deserve to be here, but we're not going to complain about it. Ballymena v Distillery, one of us will have a Europa Conference qualifier next year. Who cares that we'll get knocked out in the first round? It'd be 100 grand into the bank, and that would be massive for this club. If you're looking forward to finding out how we get on, and you did enjoy those 2 very narrow victories, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know in the comments if you think we'll win. We'll see how many of you are right next time. But what a finish it's going to be. I can't wait for it. I hope you're looking forward to it too. If you want to stay up to date and find out how we get on, subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. A massive thank you for your support with both series over Christmas, as well as the top 3 episode on Christmas Day. I'll put all of those in the eye above if you haven't seen it already. Please do check out HelloFresh, the sponsor as well. That only runs till the 29th of December. It's a massive support to the channel and gets you loads of money off for a month as well. And I'll be back here in a couple of days' time. Ballymena away in the European Places final. This could be a dream come true. I'll put the positive top 3 episode from Christmas Day above my head now, and I'll see you back here for it. It's going to be a big one.